Well, speaking of Elon Musk, the new owner of the Twitter says, quote, the public deserves to know what happened. And here's a hint. He's talking about free speech. Let's bring in Jason Rantz, KTTH Seattle radio host. Jason, always great to see you. I want to continue the tweet. So Elon Musk says the following, quoting here, the Twitter files on free speech suppression soon to be published on Twitter itself. The public deserves to know what really happened. He's talking about the Hunter Biden laptop story. He's talking about former President Trump getting kicked off Twitter. I mean, this whole free speech and opening up the Pandora's box could be interesting.
Absolutely, because he's likely going to tell us a whole bunch of stuff maybe we suspected, but we didn't actually know. We know that some things clearly were censored. We know that the New York Post, for example, were censored. And yet we're told as early as just the last 24 hours, the Washington Post had a story claiming that there's no proof that anything was actually censored. So I'm actually looking forward to all of these documents because it's going to make it much harder for the partisans to lie about what happened. The people responsible for all of the censorship and the people who benefited from it, I think they're really panicking right now, and they probably should panic. They are the actual threats to democracy. We hear this often from the Democrats telling us about how every little thing that they don't like, when you vote for a candidate that they don't like, that's a threat to democracy. But I would argue that effectively censoring what has become the new town square, making it so that conservatives can't actually engage in meaningful conversations about policy, about politicians, about stories that impact all of us, I kind of think that's the actual threat to democracy. And so now you've got Democrats panic because the only way that they win arguments is by silencing the opposition. And thanks to Elon Musk, it would appear they're not going to be able to do that anymore.
And I wonder, just very quickly, Jason, I wonder when you talk about this thing, you wonder why CBS came out and said, you know what, the laptop actually was legit. I wonder if these things that are coming out and the reasons they suppressed all this might shock some people, and a lot of these networks and say, oh, yeah, we were just about to get on board.
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, I just want them to go in the right direction. And if it takes this kind of move by Elon Musk, I guess I'll celebrate it. I'll be happy. But the fact of the matter is it shouldn't have had to come to this point. I think every single media outlet that pretended that this wasn't a story failed its viewers.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen. I want to play this. I was on Tucker tonight talking about Sam Brinton, right? He is, well, here's the Tucker thing, and we'll talk about it in the afterwards. Watch. Brinton is the first openly gender-fluid person to hold a leadership post at the DOE, which the official title is Deputy Assistant Secretary of Spent Waste Disposition. That means disposing of spent nuclear fuel. Interesting that Brinton's his drag queen alter ego is Sister Ray D.O. Active. Yeah, we should also point out that now the DOA says, he's been placed on leave after he apparently stole some luggage from somebody and hadn't given it back, we hear.
There might have been some couture dresses in that suitcase, so I'm not sure I could blame him for maybe taking this. Look, when you hire people that is based on identity, you're probably going to miss a bunch of red flags. And when the identity in this case is a lack of identity, someone who pretends to not have a gender at all, when the person is posting pup play videos or photos online, you probably should know that they're totally unserious people, and you probably shouldn't give them this level of a job and celebrate it. They celebrated it not because of this person's background that makes them especially qualified for this position. They celebrated it because he's non-binary. That's it. And I don't know if we should be celebrating something like that when we're talking about a serious position. We just completely ignore all the important stuff and we focus on the frivolous because we think it's going to give us some social currency. And I think the Biden administration is desperate for that. And look, this just backfired.
Yeah, we'll find out. Jason Rantz, great to see you as always. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Well, does your pet make you